Okay, good morning students. So yesterday we have studied the electric potential energy of the system of chargers in the absence of external electric field. That is, yesterday while we were studying there were no any external electric field. We have simply calculated the electric potential energy of system of chargers. So now today we will calculate electric potential energy of system of chargers in the presence of external electric field. So there is a external electric field. So if there is a external electric field, so how much will be the electric potential energy of system of chargers? So first for single charge and then for two chargers. So first for a single charge, it is for only one charge. So now let us consider that there is an external electric field. And this electric field is due to the some charge distribution and that charge distribution is not required here. So due to what this external electric field is not required, only we want external electric field. So external electric field in this region is EXT. And now at a point A, in the external electric field, the electric potential is V dash. V dash is the electric potential due to the external electric field at the point A. V dash is the electric potential due to the external electric field at the point A. Now, to bring the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A, to bring the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A, the work has to be done. Listen here. While yesterday, when we were doing when the charge Q1 is brought from infinity to the point A, the work done in bringing the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A was 0, because there were no any external electric field or there were no any charges which are attracting this charge Q1 or repulsing the charge Q1. So hence work done to bring the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A was 0. That was yesterday in the previous class, in the absence of the external electric field. Now there is a external electric field. So due to this external electric field, the work done will not be 0. Work has to be done to bring the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A. And that work done is given by the formula. So that is potential at point A due to external electric field. Potential at point A due to external electric field into charge Q1. This is the formula. That is work done to bring the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A. Potential at the point A due to external electric field is V dash. Potential at point A due to external electric field is V dash. So therefore W1 is equal to V dash into charge Q1. So this is the work done in bringing the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A against the external electric field, and this work done is stored as the potential energy. So therefore U is equal to V dash into Q1. So this is the potential energy of only one charge, that is single charge. Potential energy of a single charge in the presence of external electric field. This is the potential energy of only one charge in the presence of external electric field. Understood the concept? Very simple. See here, there is an external electric field. Due to this external electric field, the electric potential is V dash. Then work has to be done against this external electric field, against this electric potential, and that work done is stored as the potential energy of the charge, one charge in the external electric field. So U is equal to V dash into Q1. So now next for two charges. This is for a single charge. Now let us do it for the two charges. So B for two charges. For two charges. Now we have to bring two charges in the external electric field from infinity. So this is external electric field is there, and this is a point A, and this is a point B. Point A, point B. So now in the presence of external electric field, there will be a potential. There will be a potential at the point A due to the external electric field. Potential at the point A due to the external electric field, I will say it as V dash. And potential at the point B due to the external electric field is V double dash. V dash is the potential at the point A due to the external electric field, and V double dash is the potential at the point B due to the external electric field. Now to bring the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A. To bring the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A. Now still Q2 is not at all brought. Q2 is not here. Only external electric field is there. So work has to be done against the external electric field. So therefore the work done to bring the charge Q1. The work done to bring the charge Q1 against this external electric field is given by W1 is equal to, that is V dash into Q1. That is potential at the point A due to the external electric field. That is V dash. V dash is the potential at the point A. V dash is potential at point A due to external electric field. Understood? This is work done to bring the charge Q1. Now to bring the charge Q2. Now to bring the charge Q2 from infinity to the point B. We have to bring the charge Q2 from infinity to the point B. Then work done is W2. See here. This work done is against the external electric field as well as against the charge Q1, because charge Q1 is brought and it is fixed at the point A. The charge Q1 is brought and it is fixed at the point A. At the point A, there is a charge Q1 because it has been brought in the first case, and now we are bringing the charge Q2 from infinity to the point B. Then work has to be done against the external electric field as well as against the repulsion force due to the charge Q1. Work has to be done against the external electric field as well as against the repulsion force due to the charge Q1. So I will say work done against external electric field plus work done against charge Q1, that is against the repulsion of charge Q1. So therefore W2 is equal to work done against the external electric field. So electric potential at this point due to the external electric field is V double dash. So therefore V double dash into Q2. V double dash into Q2, where V double dash is the potential at the point B due to the external electric field. So this is work done against the external electric field plus work done against the charge Q1. So let us take V1 as the electric potential at the point B due to the charge Q1. V1 as the electric potential at the point B due to the charge Q1. Let the distance between these two is R12. The distance of the point B from the A, distance of the point B from the charge Q1 is R12, and V1 is the potential at the point B due to the charge Q1, whereas V double dash is the potential at the point B due to the external electric field. So now work done against the charge, against the repulsion of charge Q1, it is V1 into Q2. V1 into Q2, where V1 is the potential at the point B due to the charge Q1, and therefore we can write W2 is equal to V double dash into Q2 plus V1. V1 we already know. We already know potential at the point B due to the charge Q1 can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 divided by this distance AB. The distance AB is R12. We have taken it as R12, so R12 into Q2. So this is the work done. This is the work done in bringing the charge Q2 from infinity to the point B. This is the work done in bringing the charge Q2 from infinity to the point B. Whereas this is the work done in bringing the charge Q1 from infinity to the point A. Now the total work done in bringing both the charges from infinity to the point A and B will be stored as the electric potential energy, of system of charges in the presence of external electric field. So therefore U is equal to W1 plus W2. What is W1? W1 is work done to bring the charge Q1, whereas W2 is work done to bring the charge Q2. That we have got over there in the equation 1 and 2. Substitute that, you will get the answer. So U is equal to W1 here it is. So V dash into Q1 plus, that's it, plus W2 here it is, V double dash into Q2 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R12. So this is the potential energy. This is the potential energy of the system of two charges. This is the potential energy of the system of two charges in the presence of external electric field. Understood? This concept is different compared to yesterday concept. Yesterday we have did the electric potential energy of system of charges without the external electric field. There were no external electric field. Today, so now in this concept there is a external electric field. That's why we are getting W1 some value and W2 like this, and if we add that 2, we will get this one. So this is the expression for electric potential energy of system of two charges in the presence of external electric field. Understood? So now, just now you have studied potential energy of system of charges. So now we will study potential energy of a dipole in a uniform electric field. What will be the potential energy of a dipole when the dipole is placed in an uniform electric field? That is electric dipole. You know about electric dipole. What is an electric dipole? A pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a certain distance is called as an electric dipole, and a dipole moment denoted by vector P and given by the formula Q into 2L. Dipole moment of an electric dipole is defined as the product of charge and dipole length. The dipole moment of an electric dipole is defined as the product of charge and dipole length, and dipole moment is a vector quantity, and the direction of dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. All that things you know, that's all basic things, that is in the first chapter. So now we have to find potential energy of a dipole in an uniform electric field. So now let us consider there is a uniform electric field. Okay? Uniform electric field is there. So this is a uniform electric field. So in this uniform electric field, there is a electric dipole. There is a electric dipole. That is two equal and opposite charges. This is plus Q charge and this is minus Q charge. Okay. This is plus Q charge. This is minus Q charge. And distance between them is 2L. Distance between them is 2L. Okay. So now this dipole is placed in the uniform electric field. Now the charge of the dipole will experience a force. Both the charges plus Q and minus Q charges will experience a force, that is plus QE. The positive charge will experience a force in the direction of electric field, whereas negative charge will experience a force in the direction opposite to that of the electric field, that is QE. But the magnitude of force experienced is same. The dipole will experience two equal and opposite forces. These two equal and opposite forces acting on the dipole will give rise to the couple. Will give rise to the couple, and the effect of couple on the dipole is torque. The torque produced in the dipole produced in the dipole. Produced in a dipole is given by tau is equal to, that is torque. In the first year we have studied torque is equal to one of the force into perpendicular distance. Torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance. That is in the first year, force into perpendicular distance, or lever arm, something you will use to call. So that is torque tau is equal to force, one of the force, any one of the force we have to take, it is QE, magnitude of the force into perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance means, so here we have to take this straight line, so draw this as a triangle, and this dipole moment makes an angle theta with the electric field. See here, this is the direction of the dipole moment. The dipole moment makes an angle theta with the direction of electric field. This dipole moment makes an angle theta with the direction of electric field. So therefore this angle becomes theta. And this is called perpendicular distance. And this distance, this is 2L and this is theta, sin theta. If you apply sin theta is equal to, that is opposite divided by hypotenuse. So if you apply that, you will get this distance as 2L sin theta. This distance as 2L sin theta. So this distance is the perpendicular distance. So that is 2L sin theta. So now tau is equal to Q into 2L. This is 2L, this is Q. Q into 2L. We know that. We know already. Q into 2L is called dipole moment. Q into 2L is called dipole moment. So therefore this formula can be done as PE sin theta. So this is the torque acting on the dipole. This is the torque acting on the dipole. So now torque acting on the dipole. Now if you want to rotate the dipole through an angle d theta against this torque, if you want to rotate the dipole through an angle d theta, now we want to rotate the dipole. We want to rotate or turn the dipole through an angle d theta against this torque, then work has to be done. It is a small amount of work has to be done to rotate the dipole through an angle d theta against the torque tau, and that work done is given by dw is equal to, dw is the small amount of work done to rotate the dipole through an angle d theta against the torque tau, and that dw is given by tau d theta. So therefore dw is equal to dw tau, substitute this value, dw is equal to PE sin theta into d theta. This is work done in rotating the dipole through a small angle against the torque. Now to rotate the dipole from an initial angle theta 1 to a final angle theta 2. Now the total work done to rotate the dipole from initial angle, total work done to rotate the dipole, from initial angle theta 1 to final orientation angle theta 2, that is given by w is equal to, that is integration of dw will give us the total work done to rotate the dipole from an initial angle theta 1 to final angle theta 2. Integration of dw from theta 1 to theta 2, and dw we have got already dw. So integration of PE sin theta d theta, PE sin theta d theta from theta 1 to theta 2. P and E are constant. P is electric dipole moment and E is uniform electric field. So that two are constant. So taken them outside. I'll write here. Okay. So therefore the work done is equal to PE integration of sin theta d theta. Integration of sin theta d theta from theta 1 to theta 2. Integration of sin theta is minus cos theta. So therefore you will write W is equal to minus PE cos theta from theta 1 to theta 2. So this you can write it as W is equal to minus PE cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So or further you can write it as W is equal to PE cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So this is the work done in rotating the dipole from angle theta 1 to theta 2, and this work done is stored as the potential energy of the dipole. Potential energy of a dipole in an uniform electric field, that is nothing but work done to rotate the dipole. The work done to rotate the dipole is stored as the potential energy of the dipole. So therefore potential energy of the dipole is U is equal to PE sin theta 1 cos theta 1 PE cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So this is the expression. So this is the expression for potential energy of a dipole in an uniform electric field. Remember that? It is a expression for potential energy of a dipole, an electric dipole in an uniform electric field. Here dipole is rotated from an angle theta 1 to final angle theta 2. Understood? Simple concept. Just we have to find the torque and the work done against the torque, then you integrate that one, you will get the work done to rotate the dipole, and that work done is stored as the potential energy. Understood? Okay. So now I'll take some different type of formula we will have. Okay. So this is from any random position theta 1 to another random angle theta 2. So if initially dipole is placed, electric dipole is placed perpendicular to the electric field. If initially electric dipole is placed perpendicular to the electric field, if initially dipole is perpendicular to electric field, if initially dipole is perpendicular to electric field, that is theta 1 is equal to 90 degree, and it is rotated through a small angle, through an angle theta, that is theta 2 is equal to theta. Say we are taking initial position of the dipole as perpendicular to the electric field, then a dipole is rotated by an angle theta, then what will be the potential energy? So substitute these values, theta 1 is equal to 90 degree and theta 2 is equal to theta in this equation. That is U is equal to PE cos of 90 degree minus cos of theta, and cos of 90 degree is 0. So therefore you will get U is equal to minus PE cos theta. So this is the expression for potential energy of a dipole when the initial position of the dipole is taken as perpendicular to the electric field. Remember that? This is the expression for potential energy of a dipole when the initial position of the dipole is taken as perpendicular to the electric field. This is in general. For all the situations this is applicable. This is from a initial position, initial angle theta 1 to final angle theta 2. But this is applicable when initial position is taken as, the initial position of the dipole is taken as perpendicular to the electric field. Okay, this is one case. Now we can do another one. If dipole is perpendicular to electric field, that is initially, if initially dipole, this is initially, dipole is perpendicular to electric field. If initially dipole is parallel to electric field, if we take that dipole is initially parallel to electric field, from that position dipole is rotated through an angle theta, then what happens? That is theta 1 is taken as 0 degree. Theta 1 is taken as 0 degree because dipole is parallel to the electric field. So angle between the dipole moment and electric field becomes 0, and it is rotated. And it is rotated through an angle theta 2 is equal to theta. Initially dipole is parallel to the electric field, that is theta 1 is equal to 0, and then it is rotated through an angle theta, that is theta 2 is equal to theta. And then substitute these values. Substitute these in the general formula. That is in this formula. So U is equal to PE cos theta 1. Theta 1 is 0 degree. Cos of 0 degree minus cos of theta, that is cos theta. So cos of 0 degree is 1. So therefore U is equal to PE into 1 minus cos theta. So this formula you have to use. This formula you have to use when the initial position of the dipole is taken as parallel to the electric field. If initial position of the dipole is taken as parallel to the electric field, you have to use this formula. If initial position of the dipole is taken as perpendicular to the electric field, we have to use this formula to find the potential energy of the dipole. If initial position is random, anything, so then just general, in general, then you can use this formula. U is equal to PE cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Understood? This is potential energy of a dipole in an uniform electric field. Got the idea? So now let us see. When does the dipole will have maximum potential energy and minimum potential energy? Let us see. When does the dipole will have maximum potential energy and minimum potential energy? Okay. Case number 1. Case number 1. It is when theta is equal to 0 degree. When theta is equal to 0 degree. That is the electric dipole is parallel to the electric field. The dipole moment is parallel to the electric field. Then what happens? Then U is equal to minus PE. U is equal to minus PE cos of 0 degree. Minus, I am substituting in this formula. U is equal to minus PE cos of 0 degree. And cos of 0 degree is 1. Then U is equal to minus PE. That is, potential energy of the dipole will be minimum. Potential energy of the dipole, negative means minimum. The potential energy of the dipole is minimum when the dipole is parallel to the electric field. When the dipole is parallel to the electric field, the potential energy of the dipole is minimum, and that minimum potential energy is given by PE. P means not potential energy. P means dipole moment and E means electric field. P means dipole moment and E means electric field. U is the potential energy. Understood? And potential energy of the dipole is minimum when the dipole is parallel to the uniform electric field. So when the dipole has a minimum potential energy, then a dipole is said to be in a stable equilibrium. Dipole is said to be in a stable equilibrium. Dipole is said to be in a stable equilibrium because potential energy is negative. When potential energy of a system is negative, then that system will be in a equilibrium. That is stable equilibrium. Understood? Okay. So now, if we take, so now case number 2. Case number 2, when theta is equal to 180 degree. When theta is equal to 180 degree. That is, electric dipole is anti-parallel to the electric field. The electric dipole is anti-parallel to the electric field. And then U is equal to minus PE cos of 180 degree. And cos of 180 degree is minus 1. So therefore U is equal to plus PE. U is equal to plus PE. Potential energy is becoming positive. Potential energy is becoming a positive, and that potential energy of the dipole is maximum. When does the potential energy of the dipole is maximum? Potential energy of the dipole is maximum when dipole is anti-parallel. When dipole is anti-parallel to the electric field. That means anti-parallel means positive charge is in this direction, in this side, and negative charge is here. Here, where positive charge is here and negative charge is here, then the direction of the dipole moment is like this. The direction of the P is from negative charge to positive charge, and the direction of the electric field is here. Direction of the electric field is always same. Direction of the electric field, and this is direction of the dipole moment. Then angle between them becomes 180 degree. So 180 degree. So potential energy is becoming positive. Positive means maximum. When the potential energy of a system become positive, then it is stable equilibrium or unstable equilibrium. Just now we have studied the potential energy is positive means it is unstable equilibrium. It is in a unstable equilibrium condition. So when a electric dipole is anti-parallel to the electric field, when an electric dipole is anti-parallel to the electric field, it will be in a unstable equilibrium. And when a dipole is parallel to the electric field, when the electric dipole is parallel to the electric field, then it will be in a stable equilibrium. Let us consider case number 3. This is position of stable equilibrium. This is position of unstable equilibrium. Let us find the position of zero potential, position of zero energy, position of zero. This is maximum, this is minimum. Let us find position of zero energy. Zero energy. That is when theta is equal to 90 degree. When theta is equal to 90 degree, then what happens? U is equal to minus PE cos of 90 degree, and cos of 90 degree is 0. So U is equal to 0. So potential energy of the dipole will be 0. That is potential energy of the dipole is 0 when the dipole is perpendicular to the electric field. Potential energy of the dipole is 0 when dipole is perpendicular to the electric field. Got the idea? Did you understood? This is called position of zero potential. This is called position of minimum potential. This is called position of maximum potential. Position of maximum potential is possible when the dipole is anti-parallel to the electric field, and position of minimum potential is possible when the dipole is parallel to the electric field, and position of zero potential is possible when dipole is perpendicular to the electric field. Understood? And this one we can also explain in a different way. I will explain it in a different way. See here. We know that potential energy, so I will draw this diagram again, I will explain it in a different way. See here, this is a uniform electric field, right? This is a uniform electric field, and this is the dipole. This is the dipole, plus Q minus Q, because dipole is perpendicular to the electric field. That is the direction of the electric field. This is the direction of dipole moment. Dipole moment is in this direction, electric field is in this direction, so it is 90 degree. So dipole is perpendicular to the electric field, then we can see it as zero potential. Okay. So potential energy means nothing but work done to assemble the charges. Potential energy is nothing but work done to assemble the charges. So now this positive charge is brought from infinity. This positive charge is brought from infinity to this position, and then work done will be some positive, right? And then this negative charge is brought from infinity to this position, then work done will be negative. And remember that both the charges are equal. Magnitude of both the charges are equal because it is an electric dipole. It is an electric dipole, and electric field is uniform. Electric field is uniform. The magnitude of both the charges are equal. So therefore, this work done and this work done both will be equal in terms of magnitude. That is, work done to bring the plus Q charge from infinity to here, and work done to bring the minus Q charge from infinity to this point. Both will be same in magnitude, but work done this one is positive and work done this one is negative. So therefore, net work done net work done becomes how much? 0. Net work done becomes 0. Then net work done is 0. Then potential energy will be 0, because potential energy is nothing but the work done to assemble the charges. Understood the idea? Potential energy of this is just a dipole is nothing but two charges placed in the electric field. So now to place these two charges, we have to do the work done to bring the charges from infinity to this point, and that work done, if you take, that total work done becomes 0. So potential energy of that becomes 0. Understood? So this is called as a position of zero potential. Understood these three cases? These all are very important for CT. Many times they have asked for CT. This one, unstable equilibrium position, stable equilibrium position, and zero position of zero equilibrium position. Remember these three for the CT, and this formulas are, and this derivation will be asked for theory class for 3 marks or 2 marks. For 3 marks or 2 marks, they will ask it for theory class, and these points they will ask for CT. Okay, understood? Okay, in the next class we will solve numericals related to potential energy. Okay.